Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, this evening's video is an Unscripted and Unchained channel news update. This will be the update number 57, plus some upcoming content for the channel. So first of all, by the time I upload this and it actually gets out there, I should have roughly 1,600 subscribers, and I am forever grateful for those of you that have visited and then decided to give the channel a chance and subscribe. Particularly those of you that have come in, enjoyed the content, commented that you've enjoyed it, even sometimes gave me suggestions of other things to take a look at to bring to the channel. And that's something that I always try to do. I try to put out at least one video a week, if not more so. I mean, sometimes it falls off a little bit. I still work full time and still have a family and all kinds of stuff that, that sometimes makes it a little bit difficult. But I do try to at least get one video out every week and sometimes more than that. So that's always a focus of mine or a desire of mine to try to adhere to. I also like to bring new content to the channel. Anytime that I find something that I really enjoy that I haven't covered yet, I bring it to the channel. Anytime I cross paths with someone, particularly in the OSR, and I want to bring them to the channel to talk about what they're working on, that's also something that I really want to do, and that kind of is a perfect segue to one of the next videos I'm going to cover is Welcome to St. Cloud. So Miguel Ribeiro was on my channel almost 2 weeks ago, maybe even longer than that. It was a really, really fun interview to do, enlightening, and I really enjoyed it because number one, he being based in Portugal, it was interesting to see his take on the hobby, and how there were similarities but also differences between being here in the United States and in New York in particular, and he in Portugal. I For some reason I'm not recalling whether it was Lisbon or some other smaller town there in Portugal, but just really, really interesting interview, and I'm looking forward to tearing into this. I've had it now for a little while. I picked up two of his books on Lulu, and it's time that I get around to actually doing a review. So I'm going to focus on Welcome to St. Cloud first. So that was something I had on my plate. Keeping in line with interviews, I recently had a conversation with David Guile, and David Guile produced, along with his, I believe it's his wife, Melissa Fisher. They produced Dungeons and Delvers. So once again, it's an OSR. It's a D&D clone, and it's a book I had for quite some time. I did a review of this quite a number of months ago, possibly even a year ago, and we tried to set up an interview previously, and it just never worked out. Technology issues. One time I had the technology issue, and so now we've been in discussion, and he should be coming on fairly soon. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Continuing on with some of the other projects that I'm working on, I am currently doing a bit of writing implementing Crimson Escalation, which is Venture Satanis's latest Kickstarter. It's a very simple system of a progressive critical hit system, and I took that along with an idea that we were kind of like bouncing back and forth between the two of us, and I'm going to create a scenario utilizing Crimson Escalation, setting it in Chalt, and utilizing the system of Crimson Dragon Slayer 2D, not 2D, D20 revised. And I had to create some content for it because currently that system does not have firearms, and it doesn't have motorcycles. And you can kind of see where I'm going with this, idea. And that I'm hoping to put out fairly soon. And I'm going to run it by Venger first, see if he, thinks that he's usually very, thumbs up kind of guy. And but I will run it by him first, and then if he says, yeah, that's cool, then I will, you know, present it a little bit better, and then either give it to him so that he can run it in something, or or just throw it up as a free PDF on my on my own page on Drive Through RPG. So that's something I'm working on. I'm also currently working on a safety tools for the OSR table. And I'm still hashing out a lot of these ideas, and I know it was initially kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of approach, and then I stepped back from it, and I started saying to myself, you know what? If I want it to be taken seriously, I need to obviously take it seriously as well. And so I stepped back from the project, and I started thinking, well, if I really wanted for people to look at this and to understand what an old school table really felt like playing at in the 70s and the 80s, and what were some of the tools, even if we didn't have names for them, but what were some of the practices that we had back then that made it feel safe? And so once I started thinking of that, I started to then produce several more pages than I probably would have if I just kept it very tongue in cheek and kind of mocking tone of the thing, which I certainly no longer want to do. I want it to actually be something that when people read it, especially if a modern game player reads it, and they'll say, okay, now I better understand what it means to play old school and how that can still be safe, in their own definition of what a safe space means at a gaming table. And so that's where I'm kind of going with it. And now it's not something I'm going to be able to throw together in just a couple of days, because I'm going into it, I'm revising it, I'm adding components to it, and also talking to other DMs out there, and getting some of their ideas as well as to what can be incorporated into this thing. And that will also be a free download on Drive Through RPG, on Arcel Games Publishing. So and I will put links on the channel and everything. You'll be able to see some of the projects that I have there, but in particular, I want you to see these two projects that will be free for you to download. Moving on, I did receive a couple more booklets for both the white box that you see there. I picked up the number 5, the supplement number 5, which was the or maybe it's number 4, the Gods and Heroes booklet, which I haven't gone through yet. So I want to do that as well, and put up a video for that. I also just picked up the CD-ROM, so all 250 issues of Dragon magazine. And remarkably enough, not only did I get it for a great price, so I got it for $100 on eBay, which is a great price if you've ever priced this thing out there. But the person actually was that I bought it from was actually born and raised in the town that I currently live in. So this was his hometown, and he was really amazed when he was sending it out. That he saw the address and he was like, "Wow!" That he says, "I'm from there," and we've had several exchanges with messages across eBay talking about that. So I'm going to pop this in and take a look at it, make sure that everything is working great. And I'm sure it is because I looked at each of the discs and they look very clean. So I'm not worried about that. And then I'll see how versatile it is. You may start seeing some reviews of individual issues now, and I'll do the regular display where you'll see the copy that I'm reading, and I'll see what I do with those. But that's something that's also coming up fairly soon, probably within the next week or week and a half or so. So that's pretty much it for the channel. At least going over through the next couple of weeks. Obviously, I'm still running my AD&D First Edition Greyhawk campaign. I still haven't come up with a title yet because I know that as soon as I put a title on it, then the players will kind of know where it's going, and I don't want to tip them off yet. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit before I actually give the actual campaign a title beyond just AD&D First Edition Greyhawk campaign. So that's an ongoing campaign every Monday. Every Monday we play. Every Thursday, or just about every Thursday, I upload the recap. I also have the Friday night show that I do with the evil DM Vincent and Jeff, and we've had guests come on. Now we missed this last Friday, but the next Friday coming up, I'm not quite sure if we're going to do what we were meant to do yesterday, or we're going to bring a guest on. So in either case, that is on Friday nights at 7:55, live streamed from the Evil DM's channel. So you can find his channel on YouTube, the Evil DM, and Friday nights 7:55 is when it goes live, and the three of us plus any guests that we may have will be live on Friday nights. Talking about a variety of issues, not always just D&D, but just the hobby in general, and then more specific things that come up, and of course answering your questions as well. So I do have another project that's coming up in coordination with the Legion of Myth, which you can find them on YouTube and on Twitch. Great guys over there, Max and Heathen Dog. Great people to talk to. Certainly follow their shows, and I usually pop on every once in a while their Sunday streams when I get a chance, if I catch it before or after my Sunday game, and we just chat with whatever's going on at the time. I know last time we started talking a little bit about hit points and that kind of thing, and some of the systems or some of the suggestions about hit points. And I'm certainly going to be looking for some of Max's live streams, because he has awesome live streams. A lot of things come up from that. I have not done any live streams, and so it might be something I might dabble with this upcoming week or so. I know I'm off on Monday, so I have some things, but I'll probably wait until next Saturday and just try to just test the waters and see how well I do with a live stream, other than an actual gameplay, which are the only other live streams I've done, and that hasn't been since 2018 that I live streamed anything. So gonna give that a shot and see how that works out, and if people kind of enjoy that, and I can figure out some way of having that interchange and people joining into the channel itself to have those discussions. That's something that I'm looking forward to at least giving it a try and see how that works out. So once again, I hope you liked this video. Thumbs up if you did. Questions and comments are always welcome. Subscribe if you haven't. Share the video if you wish, and or any other videos on there. Any suggestions you have, like something you want me to take a look at, that would be great. Uh, if you are a content creator and you want to come on the channel, as an interviewee, really look forward to doing that. So, just if you have something that you're working on, some Kickstarter that you're about to launch or is currently running and you'd like for me to take a look at it, when I interview somebody and I talk about something that they have on their Kickstarter, I always buy their product. All right. I don't get free copies of it. I won't accept a free copy of it. I might accept a free PDF of it. But then as soon as a hard copy is available, I purchase it. All right. I am not going to review something that I really dislike, and not something, certainly not a Kickstarter that I haven't backed myself. So that's one thing that you can always guarantee when you see my channel is that when I'm reviewing something, I bought it, and when I'm interviewing somebody, I have confidence that the product that they're pushing is something that I felt it was quality enough for me to spend money on it. So once again, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your weekend. I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You'll have a great evening.